Hi, this is Sharla, and we are at the Wings Over Camarillo Airshow 2011. Today is going to be very exciting. We are going to have lots of flybys and some tricks. I heard there's a very talented pilot here who's going to wow us, plus the Red Bull plane, which is always fantastic.
Duxford. Stephen was
We are here with Vic Barassa. We like that last name. Can you tell us what you're doing here today at the Camarillo Airshow?
Well, I own a winery in Napa Valley called Barassa Vineyards, and I took it upon myself to do a special bottling of the P-38 aircraft with a Disney caricature, and it is to raise money for the P-30, the 474th Fighter Group Association, that is having a reunion here with both the aircraft and the pilots, World War II pilots that have flown those aircraft, and they're here today along with some admirals, and there's supposed to be Buzz Aldrin here today.
Can you explain the artwork? Who is that?
Well, that was done by Walt Disney. He was asked during World War II for some pictures to put on airplanes, and so they came up with this version, and there are actually three of these. One of them is a yellow plane, one is a red plane, and one of them is the blue plane.
Okay.
And there are different associations, like P-38 pilots had different planes that they flew, different groups, and each group had their own insignia, and this is one of the insignias from that era.
And you said that this is going to be going into a museum? This is
going to be going to the Disney Museum. Well, I was a businessman in Southern California for many years, and moved to Napa in 1996, made wine at home, as I was a realtor up there, but Robert Mondavi came to my house, tasted my homemade wine, and suggested that I get into the wine business. So I did.
How did you bump into Mr. Mondavi? I'd like to bump into him.
Well, I was president of the Board of Realtors in Napa, as well as president of the Home Winemakers Association, and was going to school at both UC Davis and the Napa Working Winery College.
I'm here with Jason Soames. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And he's a pilot. What are you going to be flying today?
Well, today I'm flying the Grumman F-8F Bearcat, a World War II airplane that was the answer to the kamikazes. It was designed to intercept and shoot down kamikazes off a Navy carrier.
Are you going to be shooting down anything today?
Not shooting down today. We're doing some formation. I'll do a little aerobatics, do some stunts in the air, then we'll segue into some formation with some other airplanes, old World War II airplanes, and no shooting down today.
And are you with the Air Force, or is this your job? Are you a pilot?
I'm actually a volunteer for the Commemorative Air Force. It's a group of some old people, some young people that preserve and the history of the World War II airplanes. We maintain them, we fly them, we house them, we restore them, and our mission is just to keep the airplanes flying and go to air shows and spread the wealth of old aviation.
When did you start flying?
I started flying at the age of 16, so I'm now 40, so quite a while ago.
I'm here with Michael Dorn. How are you?
Just great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. Good. Tell us what brings you here to the air show?
I've been an airplane nut for all my life, practically. And I started flying in 1988. And because of a TV show that I did, I was invited to air shows and events all over the country, and I just love it. I mean, old airplanes, new airplanes, anything. I'm just, nuts for them.
Well, now you have to tell us what TV show. I mean, I know, but...
Yes, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Just a small show.
Just a small show. 11 years, 6 movies, just a little bit.
What is your favorite plane that you own?
I used to own an F-86 Saberjet. This is a 1950s Korean War jet, fighter jet, and I had that for 4 years, and I flew it, and it was just brilliant. Had a great time. Had my flight suit and helmet, oxygen mask, and I was a fighter pilot for a while.
You were? What was it like flying with the military?
That was insane. That was insane. I've been with the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels.
So when I heard you over talking about a plane, you were saying what? I heard you say, I need something a little bit more edgy, I believe the word was?
Yes.
Do tell.
Well, I've always loved speed. That's why I love ex-military jets, and I always love things that are kind of on the edge, but not too dangerous on the edge, but just edgy. And so now I'm in the process of trying to find an airplane that's going to be fast, that's going to be fun to fly, that's going to go up high and do aerobatics and all this type of stuff.
You do that?
Oh yeah, I love that stuff.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Daring.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a funny thing, and I hate roller coasters.
I don't like them
Can you believe
either.
that?
Yeah.
I hate roller coasters. I never would go on when I was growing up, and I get in airplanes and I'm just smiling and laughing.
I'm here with Mr. Robert Hayes. I'm very excited to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Tell me, what are you doing here?
Well, friends of mine are involved with the running and creating the Pacific Air Museum in Pearl Harbor, and so they told me they were going to be here at the Camarillo Airshow. And being a pilot, I haven't flown for a few years, but just got back from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and that air show was incredible. And this is just like a family, mom and pa kind of a setup here, and it's so much fun. It's great. The people are having a really good time, and they're doing a really great job with their setup. So it's all been a lot of fun the last 2 days.
So you said you are a pilot.
Yeah, I've got my pilot's license back in '79, but haven't flown for a while, and I've been thinking about getting back up and getting current and flying again. And all of a sudden, here I'm going to these air shows and having a great time.
Oh, that's a sign.
Yeah, I think so.
What kind of planes did you fly when you were flying?
Oh, with wings and props and little things that rolled around. I was mostly flying Cessnas, but I flew some Pipers and Tomahawks and Cherokees and Moonies and 152s, 172s, 182s, 210s, all of those.
Have you had any scary experiences up there?
I had one time we had a kind of a little pucker factor of, I don't know, pretty high. Went into a hell of a spin and just pulled out of it just in time before smashing violently to the ground. It was a lot of fun.
And then you want to get back in the plane and do that again?
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, but this time I want to do it on purpose. I got to go up with Brian Norris, who is like a team manager for Sean Tucker, who's 5-time world champion aerobatic.
Wow.
He took me up in a little extra, like they have one here, and had fun doing loops and barrel rolls, hammerheads and Immelmans and torque rolls, which are really, really fun. And it made me just want to get up and do that. Plus I had about 31 hours towards adding on a helicopter rating, and that was so much fun. So I want to get back out and finish those things off.
Okay, I have to say, I'm dying. This is Ramona Cox. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. She's with Sky Chick Adventures. Tell us about what you do.
Sky Chick Adventures is a website. I'm kind of a bush pilot, and so what I do is I share information with other pilots so that they can fly into backcountry bush strips like Idaho, Montana. These are places that don't have paved runways. They might be in the middle of 1 million acres of wilderness, and the only way to get there is by plane. So I talk to other pilots about how to get in and out and do it safely, because a lot of it's dangerous bush flying. I work with moto art, and we take
Tell us about moto art.
yeah, we take aircraft and we turn it into furniture. So like the desk of the wing of a Gulfstream becomes a personal desk. Cowling from a 747 is a reception desk. We make really cool stuff. And we're in LA, right near LAX. We have a showroom that has a 16-foot long fuselage bar, a pool table. I sit at my desk is an elevator of a B-25 bomber. I mean, we have really
That's cool. Well, name some of the places that you've sold to.
oh gosh, we work with Microsoft, GoDaddy, Northrop, Boeing.
Now you were showing me pictures of you.
These are backcountry strips. So it's the difference between a regular airstrip and something that's completely unpaved. This is grass and dirt, and they're rough. And my issues are worrying about moose crossing a runway. My issues are grizzly bear coming out at night, getting into my tent. So it's a whole nother kind of flying.
Have you had any experiences with outdoor animals?
Oh, absolutely. I've had moose sneak up on me, and moose are more dangerous than bear.
I've heard they kill like more people than any other animal.
They do. They're dangerous. I've had bear tear into my food packs and then just eat it, and there is nothing stinkier than bear slobber. Let me tell you, once a bear slobbered all over your pack, you don't want to go anywhere near it.
With Stanley Beretta. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. Stanley is hosting the VIP tent. Thank you very much for that. We like that tent.
We call it the Aloha tent because it represents Pacific Aviation Museum Pearl Harbor, and that's the institution that I represent here on the mainland.
Tell me a little bit more about it, the museum.
Well, the museum is in 3 of the original hangars from December 7th. They are still have bullet holes in windows. They have strafe marks on the ground. We've completed the first phase of the museum and in the first hangar. That's finished. It has a President Bush's training plane. It has an Aranca that went up the morning of the attack on December 7th, and a lot of great planes. We're going to do a $100 million campaign to complete the museum. We're also saving the iconic control tower that's there.
You're also working with General Hayes, who I understand is a 4-star general?
4-star admiral.
Oh yes. Is there a 5-star?
No.
So 4-star is the highest admiral that you can get?
Admiral Hayes was Vice CNO of the Navy. That's about the number 2 position. He was also the commander of all the Pacific forces, Army, Navy, Marines, everything in the Pacific at one time.
So does he talk directly to the president?
Well, he did it, I think, in his past, yes. And he's part of Pentagon and all sorts of activities that they call him in for. But he's essentially retired now.
Do we have to salute when we approach him?
No, you don't. He is our chairman of our board, though, and he is really one of the original founders of the museum there. And our efforts to save the museum and the tower, we have the only aviation museum on a national battlefield.